Hello everyone, good morning and welcome to PendulumEdu learners. Thank you for joining in. I hope I'm clearly audible to all of you. Kindly let me know in the comment section that I am clearly audible to all of you and you guys are joining in. Good morning, only Pedia. Good morning. All right, great. So these people have joined me. I can see a lot many people live with me. I want you all to quickly comment and let me know so that we can, connect and we can start with the session, guys. Okay, great. I am doing well, only Pedia. I hope the same for you. Thank you for asking. All right. So let's begin with the article for the day, learners, today. And we are going to, sit for this session. The article for the day heads as Trump again on charging of Trump organization. Now, on charging of, that means there are a few accusations. Okay, a few accusations on the Trump administration or the organization that was being run by Mr. Trump. Aman, good morning. So let's see why Trump again. Like when we say Trump again, that means he's back. Like for what? For what reasons? Let's have a look. The fraud charges are an opportunity for the GOP to find new leadership. Now they say that there are fraud charges against him. Okay, now fraud pertaining to what? A particular section or what is the part wherein he has been found guilty. Good morning, Archana. Good morning. Right. Okay. So, the Trump Organization, the company owned by former US President Donald Trump, has been charged by authorities in New York State on 15 felony counts, okay, including for committing a scheme to fraud, conspiracy, grand larceny, criminal tax fraud, and falsifying business records. Now, this was the company. Now, we should be aware of the name of the company, which is the Trump Organization, as you see. This is the name, and this was the organization owned by the former president Donald Trump. Now this is important as per your current affairs perspective. Okay, everyone, guys. Okay. Now, good morning, Rahul. Good morning. Okay, so it says that what are the charges against him? 15 felony counts. On 15 felony counts, felony is a term which is used to define a crime in US, like in the US. It's a crime defined in the US to be more than demeaning. Demeaning is like किसी को नीचा दिखाना, so उससे भी ज़्यादा बड़ा थोड़ा like उससे compare किया जाता है ऐसे crimes को. So it's on 15 felony counts. Okay, so that means we're talking about 15x here. Okay, so it says it's including for committing a scheme. They have actually come up with a scheme to defraud. To defraud, that's to cheat, to betray someone. Cheat or betray in Hindi, you can say dhokha dena. Okay, that's to cheat or betray. Grand larceny. Larceny is delay. This is a noun subject, that means delay. Okay, when there is a delay, like some for example, if there's something promised to you, there has been something promised to you and that doesn't take place or that takes much of time, that's a larceny. Conspiracy, we all know, षड्यंत्र को हम conspiracy कहते हैं, right? Then comes criminal tax fraud. Criminal tax fraud and falsifying business records. That means there were like जो business records हैं उनको भी manipulate किया गया है. Falsifying, that means manipulating. This is equivalent to falsifying. Okay. Larceny is delay, or another meaning for larceny is theft, chori. Okay, that's larceny. So there were grand theft. There was कि बहुत बड़ी बड़ी चोरियां जो हैं हुई, क्रिमिनल टैक्स फ्रॉड था वहां पर, टैक्स से रिलेटेड भी फ्रॉड था. So everything, this is what the organization has been charged for. Prosecutors have also brought charges against sweeping and audacious fraudulent scheme. Audacious is an adjective which means bold. कहते हैं जो prosecutors हैं, who are prosecutors? Prosecutors are the ones who file the case or who have filed a complaint. ठीक है, उनको हम प्रोसिक्यूटर्स कहते हैं, जो कि किसी चीज के अगेंस्ट कोई कंप्लेन फाइल करते हैं, दे प्रोसिक्यूटर. सो उन्होंने और भी चार्जेस लाए हैं अगेंस्ट दिस स्कीम. व्हाट आर द चार्जेस? ऐसे बोल्ड, ऐसे स्ट्रॉन्ग चार्जेस क्या हैं अगेंस्ट दिस स्कीम? Involving the firm's CFO taking more than $1.7 million in undeclared remuneration. So CFO, that's the Chief Financial Officer of the organization or the firm, he takes $1.7 million as an undeclared remuneration. Like he took it as a remuneration for himself, but that was undeclared. It was a hidden one. From the company for personal expenses. For personal expenses, he took $1.7 million. Now this is again, a fraud. So there are many charges that are coming up against this particular organization, and we would come to know more about it ahead. Is this clear until here? Anybody having any sort of confusion until here? Rahul, Archana, Aman, only Vidya, anybody having confusion, or shall we go ahead with this? Quickly let me know, guys. All right, okay, so we will be going ahead with this. The writer adds that while Mr. Trump has not been charged in this legal salvo, this legal salvo is a noun subject, which means a series of, मतलब एक के बाद एक. ठीक है, जब एक साथ किसी चीज, कोई भी चीज बहुत सारी एक साथ होने लगती है, फॉर एग्जाम्पल एक के बाद एक चार्जेस लग रहे हैं ना इनके अगेंस्ट, डिफरेंट charges, or there are accusations or blames coming up. So in this legal salvo, though Mr. Trump के against कुछ भी ऐसा charge नहीं है, it is possible that might happen in the future. हो सकता है that in future we would come to know about Mr. Trump as well. Should the investigation determine that he engaged in the criminal conduct? If we find out that he was engaged in any sort of criminal conduct, then maybe there will be charges against him as well. Already Mr. Trump's name was mentioned at several points in the indictment. Indictment is a noun subject, that means accusation. Blaming. A blame, that is, ilzam. तो ऑलरेडी उनके नाम, मिस्टर ट्रम्प का नाम बहुत बार इन्वॉल्व हो चुका है. And the evidence, what's an evidence? Evidence is a noun subject, that's proof. किसी चीज का सबूत. Okay, so there's evidence at hand appear to show that as the former CEO of the company, the 45th president of the US, had signed some of the illegal compensation checks in the 15-year tax fraud scheme. So he has a signature on them, on some illegal compensation checks. So he might be held for that. Okay. Good morning, Ramesh. Good morning. These are also indications that the indictment might be the tip of the iceberg in relation to the extent of the New York District Attorney's investigation of the corporate practices. Now, very important, first we need to understand the tip of the iceberg. Now, this is an idiom. The tip of the iceberg is an idiom which means किसी बहुत बड़ी problem की एक छोटी सी झलक. Okay, that's tip of the iceberg. Like when you see the tip of the iceberg is completely immersed in water, right? So we don't see the iceberg, we just see a small part of it. So the tip of the iceberg, it means, like, the literal meaning, or I would say the Inferred meaning is that it is a something small part of a big problem. So that's an idiom. टिप ऑफ द आइसबर्ग. सो कहते हैं कि ये जो इंडिक्टमेंट हैं, ये जो चार्जेस हैं, शायद हो सकता है ये एक बहुत ही छोटा पार्ट है किसी बहुत बड़े इशू का. एंड दिस इज रिलेटेड टू द न्यूयॉर्क डिस्ट्रिक्ट अटॉर्नीज इन्वेस्टिगेशन, जहां पर वो इन्वेस्टिगेट कर रहे हैं मिस्टर ट्रम्प के कॉर्पोरेट प्रैक्टिसेस और उनकी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. Okay, so we will soon come to know what is major, if there is any major, problem or a blunder that's there. Though this is a blunder in itself, but let's see what else is up in the sleeves. No, that's again an idiom which means what's there still holding, right? In May 2021, legal filings in New York revealed that the office of the DA, that is Cyrus Vance, was arguing in court that Mr. Trump's accountants were required to produce 8 years of his personal and corporate tax returns in compliance with the grand jury subpoena. Now, it was given in May 2021, that is a month that's recently passed, okay, I would say 2 months or a month back. There were legal filings in New York, and Cyrus Vance, he argued, he presented in court कि मिस्टर ट्रम्प के जो भी अकाउंटेंट्स हैं उनको अपने 8 साल के कॉर्पोरेट और पर्सनल टैक्स रिटर्न्स के जितने भी डेटा है वो सब जो है प्रोड्यूस करना होगा ज्यूरी के सामने, और उनको कंप्लायंस करना होगा. दैट मीन्स दे हैव टू कोऑपरेट, उनको कोऑपरेट करना पड़ेगा in this. They have to express or they have to showcase their cooperation because that's needed. This is the need of the hour as of now. So this is what is running. This is how the investigation is going on, and here is the investigation at present is being run by New York District Attorney. Okay, he's the one who's this is the person who's running the investigation, and let's see how far does it go and what all reveals. Okay. Apart from this, the writer also adds that this hinted that what was originally suspected to be an inquiry into illicit payment. Learners, this word illicit is an adjective, and I have to tell you the difference between illicit and illicit. Illicit is with I, illicit is with E. They are paronyms because they more or less sound similar. Illicit, illicit, they're not the same, exactly same like age and age, but they are a bit different. Both are adjectives. Illicit means with I means illegal. Okay, it's illegal. कोई चीज जो कि कानूनन गलत है, okay, that's illegal, that's illicit. Illicit is to actually evoke or provoke. जैसे हम कहते हैं ना किसी को उकसाना या उससे कोई बात उगलवाना, that's illicit. So for example, our parents usually used to do this. They used to always try to elicit some information from us, or maybe some truths to reveal. Okay, so they used to try to elicit it. That's what, to evoke an answer or a response from someone. Usually police does it to, criminals. They try to elicit truth from them. So that's illicit and illicit. Okay, I would term them to be today's 2 random words. I would say only PDF focus this, okay? Focus on this. Illicit and illicit, I'm terming them to be 2 random words for the day, all right? Archana, Aman, Rahul, please take note of this. Both are adjectives, but with 2 different meanings and slight variation in the pronunciation as well. All right. Then, so there are hints with the illicit payments made by Mr. Trump's associates prior to 2016 presidential election to 2 women who said they had affairs with Mr. Trump, had expanded into a far-reaching investigation relating to bank and insurance fraud. So again, there's again a situation wherein, this is embarrassing for a president who, who was in office for this for one particular term, and for his personal reasons, the country or the treasury had to suffer. So if all of this has come to a picture, it's embarrassing for the country as well and for the person in itself. That's very obvious. But yes, so there was a fraud when it comes to bank and insurance fraud as well, and this was this came to fore. That means it became, or it revealed, okay, or it came to be known later, but after 2016's presidential elections. Okay. While Mr. Trump has characteristically attacked the ongoing indictment, ongoing, that means जो कि चल रहा है, indictment, I told you, the accusation, and brought a case as a political witch hunt by the radical left Democrats. Now, Mr. Trump, he has given this particular tag that this is a political witch hunt, okay, by the Democrats, okay, and that he's actually defending himself now. There is no escaping the reality that if the charges stick and the investigation continues to broaden its scope, he will be hobbled by a political distraction should we attempt a second presidential run in 2024. Now, the writer says that, okay, if he's trying to, defend himself, terming it to be a political witch hunt, then Democrats are after him, and maybe that is the reason why he has been targeted, okay? If that's not the case, and if there's no escape from the reality, this is the accusations that come up is what the truth is, then it will definitely be, a big problem for him. Because if he attempts, or if he is planning, okay, if he is planning to run in, or to participate in 2024 to 2024 presidential run or the election, then it's going to be a huge loss for him, and that is when he would be in trouble. Now, hobble is a verb that means he will be completely tied up. फंस जाएंगे वो इस political distraction में. Okay, hobble, to tie together, like सब चीजों में फंस जाना या बंध जाना. Okay, so he would be tied up in all this. There have been troubling questions. Learners, anybody having any confusion until here, please keep me posted, okay? Yes, keep me posted, learners, with this. All right. No confusion, no questions, so let's go ahead. There have been troubling questions about his business activities ever since he entered office, including given that his real estate holdings were used for US. So, कहते हैं कि थोड़ी सी trouble भी है, okay, उनकी business activities को लेके. Government activities, whether he was in violation of the emoluments clause of the US Constitution. कहते हैं when he entered office, his real estate holdings were used for the country's governmental activities, okay? And this was also in violation of emoluments clause of the US Constitution, but the same was taking place, okay? So the writer also adds that the larger question, however, is the one facing the Republican Party as such. When the next presidential election rolls around, will it continue to place its faith in a man who, despite claiming to be an outsider to Washington politics, is evidently no different from any run-of-the-mill plutocrat or any networked member of corporate elite bent on maximizing personal gain no matter the social cost? Now, the writer adds that a bigger picture is that will people stick to someone in the next presidential election who is a complete outsider to the political world, okay, and is evidently, that means it's clearly is an adverb, clearly, स्पष्ट रूप से, and is clearly no different. There is no difference, and he's no different from run-of-the-mill plutocrat. Run-of-the-mill means ordinary. Again, run of the mill is an adjective which means ordinary, sadharan. So एक plutocrat ही है वो. Plutocrat, who is a plutocrat? Someone who, a particular phase wherein, the governance is by wealthy. ठीक है. जब अमीरों का शासन होता है उसको हम प्लूटोक्रेट कहते हैं. ठीक है. So that is ruled by wealthy. So will people, again, or will people would vest their interest or their trust in the person who has no interest in what is happening in the social front, or what kind of social cause to do the country or the people bear? Should they do so for want of real leadership within their ranks? That would be a sad commentary on the state of and prospects for the conservative movement in the country. So as of now, this would be, for the people of the country, it would be definitely, being in dilemma. That means to be in a confused state. But there's no clarity for people as well. That's a noun subject. Okay. And there will be a huge question mark, like as of now. Let's see when this clarity comes up. But yes, so that's a sad commentary for the state. That means there's a sad, part for the state, but can't help it. Nobody can help it, right? People have to decide for themselves. So I hope the article is clear to all of you. Archana, Onlypedia, Ramesh, Rahul, Aman, right? Guys, we will be going ahead on the top 5 words, and I want quick answers, quick responses from you. So let's quickly move on to the top 5 words, and here you see the top 5 words. Hobble, that's a verb. Larceny, noun. Salvo, again, noun. Plutocrats, noun. Audacious, adjective. So you guys have to give me the meanings. Okay, Onlypedia. All right, so quickly let me know. One, that's, yes, hobble is to strap together, to tie together, that's right. Theft, yes, absolutely correct. Evidence is proof, yes. Illicit is illegal, very good. Hobble is to tie, evidence, very good. Plutocrat is ruled by wealthy, that's correct. Ramesh, yes. Audacious is bold, and salvo is a series of. Usually हिंदी में हम इसको बौछार कहते हैं. Okay, it's a series of. All right. So very well done, learners. These are the top 5 words, and in the description there's a link for the word list. Not to forget to go to the word list to practice all the words for the day. You have the synonyms, antonyms, and example sentences there. Okay, so you can for sure practice it from there. Great, great. So let's go with the error spotting part now. And here comes the slide. Here's the page. Now quickly let me know the first one. Already Mr. Trump's name was mentioned at several points on the indictment, and the evidence at hand appeared to show that as the former CEO of the company. Quickly. Where do you find the error? Where do we see the error here in the sentence? D. No, it's in B. In the indictment. Several points in the indictment. So mention at several points in the indictment to show indictment as the evidence at hand, to show that the former CEO of the company was involved. I'll complete the sentence, okay? It will be completed here. As that as his part is not completed, so I've completed the sentence, but the error is here in part B, okay? In the indictment and not D. It will be B, okay? That as is right. Next, second one. Prior of the 2016 presidential election, two women who they had affairs with Mr. Trump had explained into a far-reaching investigation relating to bank. So it's very simple. Prior of the 2016 presidential election, when I say. It's very simple. It's a collocated phrase. Yes, it will be prior to. Prior to. We always use prior to. Of is incorrect. But prior, we use preposition to. Yes, only pedia. Option A is absolutely correct. Yes, only pedia. That's right. That's right, only pedia. Correct answer. Well done. Third one. There have been troubling questions about his business activities ever since he enters office. बताएंगे, there have been troubling questions about his business activities ever since he enters office. Where is the error in the sentence? D. Yes, Ramesh, that's right. Ever since he entered office. Past में. जब से उन्होंने एंटर किया है ऑफिस, तब से उनके लिए ट्रबलिंग क्वेश्चंस आ रहे हैं. That's right, Ramesh. Absolutely correct. It will be option D because we cannot take present tense. ऑफिस तो वो उन्होंने पास्ट में ज्वाइन किया था, so entered. Yes, Sanjeev, only pedia. That's right. That's absolutely correct, learners. So learners, this was the entire article for the day, and these were the words and question sentences for you. Learners, I've given you two words, random words, illicit and illicit. Please take note of them and keep on working on your vocabulary. Guys, please like and share the session with your friends so that they can also come up in and join us. Okay? Please do the needful, learners. I only ask you to like and share the video. That's important for me. Thank you so much, learners. I will see you again at 10 a.m. for SSC's class. Thank you so much.